Governance by Abbott! Governance by Abbott! Governance by Abbott! Thank you very much! Welcome to March in March! We are here today on the 16th of March 2014 to register our vote of no confidence.
Yes.
Our vote of no confidence in the current government. Our vote of no confidence in current political discourse.
Yes.
We are here to register our vote of no confidence in the way asylum seekers are being treated. We are here to register our vote of no confidence in current environmental protections or the lack thereof. We are here to register our vote of no confidence in the government's education funding, our vote of no confidence in the current welfare system. We are here to register our vote of no confidence in a government of corporate cronyism.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Nick Xenophon, I'm going to tell you, Stephen Marshall, and I'm going to tell you, Tony Abbott. The truth is scary. When you attack the wages of the lowest paid in our society, we're not going to wait to see what happens for this state election. I'm standing here today to announce that we're taking our Jobs Not Cuts fight to Tony Abbott. And I want you with us. We don't need a Royal Commission into trade unions. We need a Royal Commission into corporate greed, into corporate... We need a Royal Commission into the raping and pillaging of our environment on behalf of corporations.
Bob Day, who will become a senator in July, who actually said the same thing about apprentices. They should be happy to have $2 an hour. So the rot starts. One says it, the others follow on, and it becomes the truth.
Give the politicians $2 an hour!
Geologists have named a new geological era, a new geological age. We have entered the Anthropocene. Right now, this is the Anthropocene, the age of man. Because for the first time in Earth history, we are more powerful than all of the natural geological forces on the Earth combined. We're changing the chemistry of the atmosphere, we're changing the chemistries of the ocean, we're moving more sediment and more nutrients around the face of the planet than all of the waves, than all of the wind, all of everything else. You know, we're pretty powerful. Shame. It's not just the geologists who are telling us things. Ecologists and paleontologists are calling this period in time the 6th Great Extinction. There have been 5 other extinctions up until this point, and the most recent one was when a giant asteroid, about 10 kilometers wide, hit the planet and wiped out all of the dinosaurs. You may have learned about that in school. These scientists are telling us that we're wiping out the planet's species at a rate comparable to that seen in the last 5 Great Extinction events. This is very scary. Though this time the science are telling us that we are the destructive force. We are as detrimental to life on Earth as a 10-kilometer asteroid.
Yeah.
Let that sink in. This is what science is telling us. And our government, since coming into office, has dissolved the science portfolio which has existed since the 1930s. It is particularly distressing to realise that we have a Minister for Anzac Day and not a Minister for Science. We, as one of the wealthiest and apparently most educated countries on the planet, we have the responsibility of privilege on our shoulders, more so than almost anyone else. We have the potential to be setting the world an example. Yet we are in this position of privilege and power, and our government is silent.
The topic of extinction, which was raised by Myall, is very close to my heart, as my current film project, Cuttlefish Country, tracks the 15-year decline of the giant Australian cuttlefish in northern Spencer Gulf. This animal faces the prospect of local extinction as soon as 2016, And if the projection holds, this will be Australia's first recorded marine extinction event. Shame. Not in our name. Media moguls, fossil fuel interests, and a compliant federal government both create and support the conditions for disaster to occur. Shame. Now, Australia is in an unprecedented rush to exploit its coal, oil and gas reserves, and in doing so is trampling Indigenous interests, farmers, water resources and our natural heritage. Not in our name. And without our intervention, further harm to the things we love is guaranteed. We can, and so we must, reclaim our governance from its present destructive and divisive force.
You see, ladies and gentlemen and children, the problem is not that there's not enough money in this country. The problem is that there's too much of it and it's all in the wrong hands. We have the money if we want to take it back from the mining magnates and the great corporate entities that run this country to fund the Gonski reforms over and over again. The state government here signed an agreement with the previous federal Labor government that there would be 6 years of funding for our schools, 3 big buckets of money over those 6 years. Like bullies in the schoolyard, they came along and ripped 2 of those buckets out of the hands of the kids of this state. 2/3 of the monies promised under the Gonski funds were to be delivered in years 5 and 6. And when Tony Abbott went to the election saying, "I'm standing on the same page as the Labor Party, we have the same agenda, I promised to fund education for the first 4 years," he was in effect saying, "I am taking 2 of those buckets away from those kids in the sandpit." And that's the sort of mongrel he is.
This country is the only Commonwealth nation throughout the world which has not entered into treaties with its First Nations peoples. It is true we the First Peoples are the oldest continuing culture on the face of the planet. Yet in 2014, in a country that houses many of the world's economically rich, it is also true we are among the world's most impoverished and the fastest dying human beings on the planet. The reality for First Nations people in over 225 plus years of our resistance is that today in our communities we are struggling with the highest rates of suicide in the world. Brothers and sisters, we share a country with the highest Indigenous incarceration rates, totaling 1 in 18 adults, and 50% of our youth are now incarcerated. Rates higher than black South Africa during the apartheid era. We share a country with the highest infant mortality rates, the highest illness through curable diseases, the lowest life expectancy rates, where trachoma, a third world disease eradicated in most nations throughout the globe, is still rampant. Brothers and sisters, we are joined here today to organise collectively in the interest of a better life for all. It is we, the people, who make and determine change, not politicians, and Mr. Abbott, we the people begin that change today.
Ignoring our Indigenous!
Not in our name!
Ignoring our Indigenous!
Not in our name!
Ignoring our Indigenous!
Not in our name!
We are here to register our vote of no confidence. Our vote of no confidence in this government's ability to give all Australians be they Indigenous Australians, immigrant Australians, homosexual Australians, female Australians, transgendered Australians, poor Australians, and yes, even white middle class Australians. The government that needs to give all Australians a fair go. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today at March in March because we are fed up. We are sick and tired of toxic politics in this country. We are here because we want the world to know that what our government is doing today, it is not doing it in our name. Attacking asylum seekers,
Not in our name!
Abbott's government,
Not in our name!
crushing our community,
Not in our name!
crushing our community.
Not in our name!
The war on science
Not in our name!
and war on the environment.
Not in our name!
War on working people!
Not in our name!
War on working people!
Not in our name! Attacks on students! Not in our name! Attacks on teachers! Not in our name! Attacks on education! Not in our name!
War on workers,
Not in our name!
upper class welfare,
Not in our name!
upper class welfare.
Not in our name!
Thank you for making sure that your voices are heard. And I want you all to know that this is not the end of our action. This is just the beginning.